Good evening.
Hi.
Yes, it's a big room.
Yeah.
I'm Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Welcome to Set Free. And I am here to let you know who is Set Free. Set Free is a healing and recovery ministry that exists to provide a space for individuals who are overwhelmed by any form of mental health challenge and or addiction in order to experience freedom in Christ and discover a new way of life. This is a safe place for you to grow in your faith and connect with others. We believe that healing and recovery both take place through your relationship with God and connecting with others in the context of shared experiences. Our promise to every person who seeks help here at Set Free is that he or she will receive hope, encouragement, love, and prayer. Personal growth, however, is a process and not a destination, and will always be based upon one's willingness to do all that is suggested. We encourage sponsorship and the working of the 12 steps. If you'd like more information regarding how to obtain a sponsor and work the 12 steps, please ask your group leader or Pastor Jennifer Fields. And now, who's reading What's Anxiety? Amanda is coming on up. Talk about anxiety.
Hi guys, my name's Amanda. I'm a grateful believer. What is anxiety? Anxiety is your body's natural response to stress. It's a feeling of fear or apprehension about what's to come, such as the first day of school, going to a job interview, or giving a speech. Things such as these may cause most people to feel fearful and nervous. But if your feelings of anxiety are heightened and or interfering in your life in any way, then Set Free is definitely a place for you. We are here for you. We are here to provide you hope, encouragement, love, and prayer as well. You are not separate from, but a part of our ministry family, and we welcome you. Next up to read our values is Uriah.
My name is Uriah, one of the team leads here at Set Free. I'm just going to go through some of our Set Free values for tonight. So number one is we believe that there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God who is revealed through Jesus Christ in the totality of Scripture alone. Number two is we believe that our primary purpose is to carry the message of hope, healing, and recovery through Jesus Christ. And number three is that we believe that our common and collective welfare comes first, and that personal healing and recovery depend on Set Free unity. Number four is that we believe in all our affairs. Our goal is to live by spiritual principles that are rooted in Scripture that will further lead us towards personal and spiritual growth in our relationship with God and others. And number five, we believe that anonymity is a spiritual foundation that serves as a reminder for us to always seek to place spiritual principles over any individual personalities. Sounds good?
That's good.
Solid. Solid. So tonight it's going to be a little bit different. Recognition going to have worship tonight. We're going to have worship for a while. We love worshiping and everything, so Lisa's going to come up and talk a little bit in worship. But before we do that, I wanted to address anyone who is, first of all, I want to address the camera in the room. Like, why is there a camera? Like, well, this is like a secret thing. But we record our messages because we have Set Free online on Thursday nights. And so, to anyone who's watching online on a Thursday night, so glad you could join us. Make sure you stick around afterwards for our Zoom groups, because that's where community happens, and that's where we get to share about what's really going on in our lives and receive freedom from that. And so I'm going to go ahead and pray, and then I'll have you come up and come worship. We'll worship with y'all. Just thank you for everything you're doing in this ministry. Thank you for who you are. I thank you that you are moving and are continuing to move. And I pray that tonight will just be super powerful, and that people will receive breakthrough tonight. And I thank you and praise you for who you are. I pray this, Jesus, in your name. Amen.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, we'll just go ahead and start worship.
All right, Lisa.
there's no one beside you. Forever the hope in my
heart. I'd be lost, I'd be lost, I'd be lost without you. Now I'm found, singing your praise. I'd be lost, I'd be lost, I'd be lost without you. Jesus. Sing that again, I believe
right? In Psalms 95, verse 1, it says, "Come, let us sing to the Lord. Let us shout joyfully to the rock of our salvation." Now, I got to tell you, it's been a long time since we've been able to have worship every single week. But who here would like to have worship every single week? I know that's something that I would like to have every single week. And I got to tell you, Lisa has offered to do worship for us every single week. Isn't that a praise? Absolutely, that's a praise God moment right there. And so this is just the kickoff of that. Next week she's going to be back with us. She's going to be singing worship for us. So we're going to have at least 2 to 3 songs each week that we're going to be able to just come before the Lord and soften our hearts, just kind of ready our spirits just to come before Him. And so we'll be having worship before I deliver any kind of a message. But tonight we have something special going on too. Because, every once in a while you guys don't need to hear from me, right? I mean, But tonight we have our very own Jim, who's going to come up and once in a while we get to hear somebody's life story of how God has just been working in their life, right? So Jim's going to come up and he's going to share a little bit about his story and about how God has worked within his life, with the ups and the downs, and what God is doing in his life even today. So come on up, Jim. There you go.
All right, thank you. So, what has God been doing in my life? So, probably in a couple more days, I'll have 18 months of sobriety. Yeah, so I've had more than that in the past. I've had, one time I had 13 years, one time 10 years. And let me tell you about my last drink this time was basically, so, I got into drinking. My main problem's been drinking. And, but I also have anxiety, depression, and a critical voice of negative thoughts in my head. So, this last time I was praying to God for me to quit drinking. I had it kind of in control, but, not. So I prayed to God, help me. And, I'm always fearful of that prayer because every time I quit, God gave me an answer to the prayer. And, sometimes it's humiliating, He wants to humble me. So this time I kind of, I was going to be doing a volunteer position here at the church, and I was reading the job description, and I'm going, that voice in my head that had been picking on me for a while was saying, who do you think you are? And so I went and got one of those big jugs of Kettle One, and I just remember the first few drinks. I goes with that thing, or a good portion of it. And so the next thing I remember is my wife waking me up and telling me to come to bed. And I had a bad knee. It was before my knee surgery. And so I got up and I immediately fell right between a glass table, the dining table, and the wall. There's only inches apart. I could have easily hit that glass table and really hurt myself. As it was, I fell flat on my face and ended up with a black eye that I had for a month. And it was pretty bad. And then my wife, I crawled to the bed, and my wife asked me if I'd been drinking, and I said, yeah. Well, you didn't tell me that before. You said you weren't drinking, and I was drinking. And so the next morning I got up and I went over there to check the bottle to see how much I had left, and I had some left, and I thought, hey, it would be a smart idea to start, having a few shots just to get rid of the hangover, feel a little better. If you're an alcoholic, you probably know what that means. If not, that's what we do. So, I got again. I didn't realize how much alcohol was in my system, and the next thing I remember, yeah, I just remember the first few gulps, and next thing I remember was, I woke up in the emergency room. So I guess my wife couldn't. It was about 2 o'clock. My wife couldn't wake me up. I was in a coma. So it's like 3.0 or 0.30 alcohol content, and so she didn't know what was going on. The nurse, the doctor said, "Can I tell her what happened?" That's when she told me, and so I went to my meetings. I went right back to my meetings, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I'd gone through the steps. I'd gone through sobriety. What the heck am I missing? And within a few days, so I had to come back as a newcomer, and that's always humbling. And I came back, and I'm asking God, what do I need to do? And within a few days, a lady that I know, and she's over, I know her from AA, and she's in my wife's Bible study. She suggested a group at ACA. It's adult children of alcoholics, and it kind of deals with the childhood issues that we have. And I thought, yeah, well, that I did think of that way back when I first got sober, and the first time when I was 35, and I thought, yeah, okay, I'll try that. And I had this prayer that I found online, and it was basically just God shining the light on the areas of my life, those hurts, those the pain, the emotions. Just shine the light, let me know what's going on there, those dark areas of my life. And I did that prayer every day, and within a couple of weeks, I realized that I had regressed the memories. There was 18 months I couldn't remember when I was like 5, 6, and so I go, going to meetings in the past, I realized that's probably sexual abuse, and I'm going, what the heck? I couldn't remember anything, and I just kept praying to God to reveal something, and I was journaling. I journaled hundreds and hundreds of pages. And God revealed to me that it was, I knew my dad was verbally abusive, physically abusive, but he was also sexually abusive. So he had a serious mental disorder, and it was undiagnosed until I was about 5 or 6 years old. And he went through his first, psychic episode. My mom didn't know. She left me alone with them, and I got abused by him, and then afterwards he blamed me for it. He said, that I disgusted him to look at me, and that caused a lot of, so my big problem with all my drinking, with my emotions, was that shame, feeling that something was really wrong with me, and I couldn't figure out what was. If any of you guys knew who I really was, you wouldn't like me, and so I couldn't figure out why. I can remember that from the earliest age. And between this group, between Set Free and my AA meetings, and my sponsor helped me out, and going through the steps again, God revealed to me what the issues were, and it was, and where that critical voice that would always be harassing me, caused me, and then it would cause the anxiety. It would cause, if it keeps going, it would go into depression. And there would be times where in my life, I'd have this overwhelming downward spiral with this anxiety, and I couldn't figure it out. It lasted months. I mean, this last time it probably lasted over a year. And so God revealed to me what was going on, and I knew about the cross, the redeeming power of the cross. I knew that would save me from my sins, but it also takes away the shame. Anybody that's here that has shame, Christ was shamed on the cross. He was humiliated. He was stripped with his clothes. He was publicly executed between 2 criminals. His best friends rejected him. The people that were supposed to acknowledge him as God, as Messiah, rejected him. So he knows about our shame, and he knows about my shame. And that, but I had to believe that. And I had to understand the truth is what sets me free. God's truth, understanding exactly what happened, and going into that stuff that I was always avoiding. That anxiety was always me running away from my pain. And if it got too bad, then I tried drinking early in my younger days with drugs, just to kill that pain, because it hurt so much. I didn't want to face what the reality of it was. Once I faced the reality, God, I used to pray, God, heal me of this anxiety, faith over fear. But until I acknowledged, open that part of me, open up to God, open it up to Christ, he didn't heal it. I had first opened it up to him, let him, know what it is, and then ask him into that area of my life, and to heal it. And he does. That cross, that redeeming power is very powerful. And I could say right now I am, I'm set free at a much bigger level than I've ever been before. And I know God better because my emotions were numb. I didn't feel enough love, enough joy. But once I dealt with these issues, I could feel the emotions better. I had a much closer relationship with God, and he heals. Yeah, he healed that chain. And I don't have those voices in my head anymore. And I don't have that anxiety. So it's an amazing thing. I never thought I could be set free like that, but it happened. So,
Praise God. Praise God.